Hey, what is up, guys? Team Dudes 91 here. Very somber morning out here in Seattle. Uh, Granted, it's also a very grayed out day, so makes this interesting. If you're wondering why I'm in my bathrobe, it's because barely woke up. And I woke up this morning to lots and lots of pain. And so this brings up a new subject onto the channel that I've yet to discuss. I know I was going to have to discuss it at one point, but I never got the opportunity to. So, for that, I kind of have an idea why, and I have to explain why I'm doing this video. So let's get on with that. So for those of you who don't know, in addition to having my Twitter and my DeviantArt that I run, of course my DeviantArt, it doesn't even run on my own name. My DeviantArt's under Castor the Hedgehog, and if you want to check out my art, go on ahead. But it comes down to where I also have an iFunny under the same account name as my YouTube, just TeamAdu291. I don't have that much posts, but I follow a lot of people, I give a lot of people support, and I help fight off their haters from time to time as well. And I've been finding that happening more and more on iFunny, that I've been finding just tons and tons of hate on other people's accounts. Specifically though, this guy who I ran into on iFunny, who I consider a friend, I don't know if he considers me a friend, but I have to thank him for this morning because he, shall we say, awoken me by doing nothing, basically. Everyone just ended up hating his account, and he's not doing so well. He's in tons of pain. He literally said he was crying his eyes out. And so it's like, well, what did this guy do to get like so much hate? And the answer is nothing. He did nothing at all, and he ended up getting so much hate just because he was a furry. And so to Jedi Lord 44, I thank you for awakening me, because it just helped me reopen my eyes to how much furries are hated for. And you got to ask them, well, why do I care for furries? I mean, what's so special about them? Well, that's where the topic comes in today, see, because I knew that at some point on YouTube I would have to admit the fact that I am a furry to my viewers, and I didn't know when I'd be able to do that. I guess I was sort of scared that I have a repeat of my years in middle school, which were horrendous. They were horrible. I mean, I got death threats daily. I had people try to stab me on the football field. There was another incident that I'm not allowed to talk about because it was covered up by my middle school, and all kinds of other stuff. Yeah, I know. Pet therapy, it really helps. And you're interrupting the video, Evangeline. Hey! Don't get snippy with me when I'm being somber. But, yeah, so I've been dealing with these haters on a Jedi Lords 44's iFunny account, 2kinds Jedi Lord. Sorry, 2kinds _ Jedi Lord. I'm still kind of tired right now. After all, I only woke up about an hour ago. But, so I've been having to deal with that. I've been giving him my support on Kick, and I've been trying to do all this different stuff. And I mean, it's getting harder and harder. And I know that I've had to deal with haters on my own channel, and recently we haven't been getting any activity from them. But I know that admitting that I'm a furry on my channel could just bring those guys back, and I honestly don't really care right now. I'll deal with it later. I just know that this is something I have to do. I have to admit that I'm a furry early on, so that I can just be what I am. And so it's something to get off my chest. It worries me every video. There's like, oh man, I'm getting so it's like I might get so popular off this, and it's all like I don't want people to start hating me because of what I am. But yeah, so I'm finally glad that I'm able to confess I support myself. I mean, I've hidden it from my own family for 3 years. I started being I just started being open about it in public 4 years. Well, yeah, just a year ago, and then that was around the time I started up my YouTube channel when I started being open, being a furry to the public. And, well, sorry, in public, but I wasn't ready to expose myself on the internet, and so after a year of waiting, thinking, and of course being very inactive and fixing my computer because it's a dit shit, um, I'm finally glad that I'm able to just say what I am, be who I am. And so, again, this person who I consider a friend, Jedi Lord 44, he's in tons and tons of pain, and he could really use some support. So, I mean, if you're a furry and if you're on iFunny, please go support him. I mean, he really needs our help. And, yeah, that's basically just all I wanted to say. I'm finally glad I confessed all that. I might have another video up today, I'm not sure. It all depends on what I can do footage-wise. I mean, most likely, I'll probably just end up posting the video on all of the, like, the takeouts that we had for our impressions. I know that mine ends up cursing a whole bunch, so I'll probably do another video warning about all of the stupid shenanigans. I still honestly don't know right now. I can tell you, though, I'm not going to be posting that Minecraft footage that I keep on saying that I have, just because of how laggy it is. I mean, if it gets popular over on Brain Bucket's channel, after he comes back, I'm not allowed to say where he is. Granted, like how I wasn't allowed to say where I was during the last week of my 3-week hiatus, but yeah. So basically, right now I'm just tired. I'm gonna try to wake up. I'm gonna let my cat be lazy. Actually, probably be lazy alongside my cat. And oh, and for the record of what I am as a furry, I'm technically a redwood fox. I have a white belly, black paws, black ear tip, and a black tipped tail, orange fur, white hair, blue eyes. You don't really, it's kind of hard to explain. I mean, he's basically the character that you can see on my Twitter page. That's the best way I can put it. And you see that? That's a yawn. I'm gonna get you yawning by watching this video. But, yeah, I'm trying to keep in good spirits, but, like I said, I'm just awaking to this pain, and I don't like it. I think there's an injustice. So, if you're a furry hater and you're watching this video, I say fuck you for what you do to our kind. I mean, I've already lost a few friends, and by law, who, via hating. And for the record, only one of them was a furry, but these 3 friends of mine committed suicide because of how much pain they were feeling, and I think that's starting to get to me. Now, granted, I'm not going to kill myself whatsoever. I will admit right here and now that I fear death above anything else. But the fact that they were able to push these people to the breaking of their minds. I mean, in the last few days, these guys were erratic and basically pushed to insanity. And I saw that with my own eyes, and I don't like that. So in my head, it's just, I no longer want to see that. I no longer want to see people that I care about just losing themselves and ending their lives early when they could have so much more. It's very painful to watch. And so having to deal with that is just something else entirely. But yeah, no, like, I'm trying to think of an example, like, The friend of mine who was a furry who committed suicide, he was dealing with so much hate, not just online, but also in public, of people who knew him to be a furry, to the point of where he was in a coffee shop. He didn't even own a costume or anything. He was just a furry on the internet. And these guys tracked him down here to Seattle, tracked him down into a coffee shop, and they ripped off his clothes and started beating him with, like, dildos. Like, literally, these big, black, thick dildos. And they beat him with it. And that's what pushed him over the edge. And I go down over to his place the next morning, and I'm all asking his family, is like, they were totally supportive of him being a furry and such. And I'm all like, hey, I got the news that he got beat with dildos down over at the coffee shop. Do you mind if I come in and see how he's doing? He's like, yeah, and they're all like, yeah, he's been in his room all day. And they say he wasn't talking to them, and he was, like, really in pain. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll go try talking to him. So I head down over to the room, I knock on the door, no response. I'm there for like 5 minutes, just all trying to get a reply out of him. I get nothing, and I'm all wondering, is he sleeping? I open up the door, and bam, there he is, just hanging in his closet. And that was really hard on his family. And it was hard on me, too. He was a very good friend. So, just having that was problematic. And then, recently also, another friend of mine who was also a furry had an attempted suicide, and now they're going through just tons of, like, therapy sessions, which I recommended to them to do, because not many of my kind realize that there are a lot of supportive people out there. There really are. The problem is there's just, our community is overrepresented by our artwork and how some of us act in public, and it creates a thing that's just problematic. And that's just basically all of the hate is based on misconceptions. And these haters use these misconceptions as arguments when they really know nothing about us. So to haters, I say do the research. And, like, literally, you can search up furries on the wiki page and able to get basically almost all the information you need about what a furry is in our community and just what kind of people we are, in truth. As well as some of the cold hard facts about furries and just all the different stuff. And so in the description I'm leaving a link to a video that I found a while ago. And this video answers the question, why are there furries? But he looks at it from a scientific viewpoint of a mindset of why furries exist, but he also does a really good job of stating what some of the most common misconceptions are and what is the true statements behind those misconceptions. And he also gives probably the best definition of a furry that I have found to date. And so for that, I am grateful to him, and because of that, I'm leaving a link in the video. So to recap, this began this morning because of a hate of a person that I consider a friend, and over the internet, whose real name I don't even know, but even then, still able to create bonds via this, and I'm just in really, really tough amounts of pain. And so, because of that, what do I do when I'm in pain? Well, I vent. I mean, in this case, I'm venting in a video. Last time I was in pain was when not one of my personal teachers, but one of the teachers at my school died from cancer. And how I vented from that is that I did a tribute to her via just a sad fox walking down a hill. And that was an art piece I did, and that's up my DeviantArt. It's titled Tribute to Fallen Teachers. It's just something that I decided because there is so much sadness in the world, and there's been many sadness in my life. I have no idea how long I've vented here. But, yeah, so this is all because of Jedi Lord 44, and just him reopening my eyes, and for that I thank him, and I really hope that you can consider me as a friend in the end. But, I really thought that this was a good thing. I'm gonna go and continue this vent on a game titled Transform Ice. I might do a video on it. Well, not of my actual paint, but I might do a video on Transform Ice at some point later in the future. I honestly don't know, because it is hard to get content for that. I mean, it's mostly community-based. So I have a lot to think about right now, and that's basically it for me. So I thank you for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Until next time, this is Team Mandu291, signing out.
Oh, misty eye of the mountain below, keep careful watch of my brother's souls. And should the sky be filled with fire and smoke, keep watching over during suns. If this is to end in fire, then we shall all burn together. Watch the flames climb high into the night, calling out, Father, oh, stand by and we will watch the flames burn over and on the mountainside. And if we should die tonight, we should all die together. Raise a glass of wine for the last time, calling out, Father, oh, prepare as we will watch the flames burn over and on the mountainside. Desolation comes upon the sky. Now I see fire inside the mountain. I see fire burning the trees, and I see fire hollow in soul. I see fire, blood in the breeze, and I hope that you remember me. Surely I'll do the same. Confined in mountain holes, we got too close to the flame. Calling out, Father, oh, hold fast and we will watch the flames burn over and on the mountainside. Desolation comes upon the sky. Now I see fire inside the mountain.